Hello and welcome to another Bird ID Made Easy with me. This week we'll be covering leaf warblers, so Arctic, Greenish and two-barred Greenish warblers. The three species should be relatively easy to distinguish when you know the features really, and you can instantly narrow it down to Arctic or Greenish warbler when you see it only has a single wing bar. Now if we start with Arctic warbler, it is the largest of the three species and is about willow warbler sized. The bird overall is kind of an olive grey tinge, and key features when you're looking at it would be the long narrow supercilium here, which is made quite distinct because of its dark eye stripe and dark crown. It doesn't go in front of on the forehead, so it's plain there. Like I was saying, it has a single wing bar, not so evident on this bird, but they can be quite worn, but still this supercilium should be enough to be able to tell that you've got one of these species. It has quite a large primary projection, and its flanks, not so evident on this bird again, are quite dusky. On the breast it has slight streaking, which is quite hard to tell, but it should have slight streaking occasionally, not always visible again. Its legs are mostly quite pale, it has these mottled ear coverts here, and the tip of the bill is quite dark really. The call of the bird is a robin-like ticking call, so that's quite obvious when you've got that in the field really. Here's another Arctic warbler here. You can kind of more see the wing bar, dusky flanks and the streaking on the chest, so it's more evident in this bird, as well as these mottled ear coverts as well actually. Then if we move on to Greenish warbler, it's slightly smaller, about chiff-chaff sized, and it's kind of a greyish green colour. Once again, it has this broad, unlike Arctic warbler, it's got a broad supercilium and a single wing bar, again like the Arctic, and this time it has a shorter primary projection than is seen on the Arctic warbler. The flanks are quite pale and plain, so that's something else which is quite obviously against it, and the legs are usually quite dark. The breast is plain, sometimes giving a hint of a yellowishy tinge, and the bird often raises its crown, not seen in this photo, but in quite a few photos when I was looking through you can actually see that. This time its call is more finch-like with a chewy. I'm not going to imitate it because I have terrible imitations. Anyway, here's another Greenish warbler, same features you can tell. This time the wing bar's a lot more evident, but yeah, the same features are really evident in this photo. Then moving on to two-barred Greenish. Now this species, you should instantly really be able to distinguish it from the other two because it's got this second wing bar, which is quite prominent. You do occasionally get second wing bars on Arctic or Greenish, but only really in spring, and they should be almost invisible basically. Anyway, this bird is basically pure green, and its underparts are usually very plain, which kind of gives the bird usually a clean impression. Like I was saying, its key features to look out for are this second wing bar, obvious supercilium, which once again, like Greenish warbler, flares out, not so evident in this one, but usually a lot more visible, that it kind of flares out, very broad kind of looking. Legs are dark again, and it appears quite long-tailed. Different to Greenish warbler, it is quite pot-bellied and seems to have a larger head. There is little or no yellow on the breast, so like I was saying, it has this kind of clean impression, very plain and simple over. And like I was actually saying again, the wings are basically plain apart from these wing bars, and so the confusion species should really actually be yellow-browed warbler for this one. And what's different to that is that this one has kind of these plain wings, as more features as well. But I will be covering yellow-browed, Pallas's warbler and Hume's warbler in my next video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that, and hopefully you learnt something. Thank you.